Hey there, all you fine folks. What's up, you guys? I'm Aaron. I'm here with my co-host, Zach.
Hi.
You're listening to A to Z Podcast, episode number 76.
76. Today's guests are Lane, Caleb, and Derek, 3 of the 5 hosts of the Box of Content podcast.
It's like they're trying to be too meta.
We're gonna make them an offer they can't refuse.
Much better.
Yeah.
You can buy you a drink. You can't just not
Well, I mean, he did pick out somebody we know.
Well, you sidestepped the question. That technology does not exist. If this is your first time listening, thanks for checking us out. A to Z is a Southeast Texas local podcast with new episodes out weekly on all major podcast platforms. But you can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where we post updates, clips, and a wealth of extra content.
Also, don't forget about our Facebook groups, A to Z Podcast Group and A to Z Movie Night: The Groupening, where you can talk with other listeners about episodes and share funny memes. And we also do live streams, and we also talk to guests, and we do posts about what's coming up, and we drop the love on y'all, and we mostly it's just memes.
That's right. So if you're a meme king like we are, and a spicy boys and spicy gals like us, get up in there.
Yeah. Well, this episode we're talking to 3 of the guys from Box of Content. We had them on to kind of dive into what their show's all about.
Yeah, so the first half of it is a interview style. It's just like what we regularly do, so it's going to feel very familiar to you. We're going to get acquainted with those guys individually and sort of as a group. And then after our break, we're going to come back and we are going to mirror their format on their show, but on our show, we're going to pass that box around and see what the magical little prompts it has inside and just get silly, you know?
Yeah. And just to say it, I mean, this is another one of the shows that are operating out of the studio that we built here. So these 2 episodes that we have done today are 2 brand new shows, specifically in the Southeast Texas region. These are local boys. These are people that are trying to do things like this in the community, and I think you should support them.
That's right. So if you like this episode, that means you will like their podcast, and it's out now. You know, they do the same exact thing we do. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on all the podcast platforms. Wherever you get your podcast, go over there, look up Box of Content.
Box of Content.
Smash subscribe.
Smash
follow.
Get that bread.
Get it. Get that bread,
drip.
son. Get it. All right, anyway, enjoy this episode with Box of Content.
Little boxes on the hillside, little boxes made of ticky-tacky, little boxes on the hillside, little boxes all the same.
Easy to take out.
Y'all, let's get this bread. Let's get this started. Y'all ready to get this bread?
I'm ready to get it started.
I'm ready.
I'm ready to get this bread. You know what I mean?
I love bread.
That's what our generation says, right? That's what all these Instagram hustlers are doing. They're like, yo,
bagel.
wake up. Let's get this bread, fam.
Is it bread or drip?
I like the.
I've never heard drip.
I haven't.
You can't get
That's too new.
Yeah,
That's too new.
You cannot get a drip. You can only attain the drip, but you can't get it. It's not an object to get. It's
That's
You
too
have drip.
I prefer Big Blacks. Do work.
That's a good one.
That's what I like.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Solid one.
Yeah.
See, we had a guy that we went to a guy that I went to high school with. That whenever we were on the basketball team, he would say, "Let's try not to suck." That's what he would tell
probably
us.
that's the best.
It's
I think I've heard.
Very Lumberton.
Yeah.
It's very Lumberton.
We would literally break the huddle. We would put our hands in as a basketball team, and we'd be like, "All right, try not to suck on 3. 1, 2, 3. Try not to suck." And then we'd go on the basketball court, and then we'd suck.
It's a couple.
Did it work?
But you try
no.
not to.
We're trying not to. We did, but
Okay.
we tried.
Hey,
not
Caleb, will you hit that fan? Just drop it down to like nothing. Sorry to
So
say.
Like keep it on though.
Just turn it off.
Oh no, here it comes.
So we've
Here it comes.
established
the
that that's
suck.
the worst. That's the worst one. All right. I thought it was really cool when you said it, but that cannot be our motto. We cannot say let's try not to suck because it didn't work.
Right,
I think
it's
I think that one's really good.
We said
I
it
do
didn't
not
work.
like it.
Let's try not to suck. It's a little more realistic.
Yeah. You don't set the bar so high.
It's a lot more specific than the other ones too.
That's
it actually has a there's a call
There's
to
a
action
finite
within it.
There's a finite solution at the end of that. Is
Yes.
you know that you're trying not to suck. You're like, hey, get that bread. You're just like,
What bread are we talking about?
how
Is it
much?
sourdough?
How much are we needing to get? Are we talking 1 loaf, 2 loaf?
All right, we're here with some of the members of Box of Content. Y'all want to introduce yourselves real quick?
Let's start over here. This way. I'll work all our way around.
My name is Caleb Broussard.
Caleb Broussard.
I'm Lane Fortenberry.
Mm-hmm.
I am Derek Wyatt Benefield.
Yeah, well, welcome to the show. So y'all run this thing called Box of Content. Do you want to tell any listeners what the plan of it is? What y'all do?
Yeah, so it's a real fun nonsense show. We the premise is we have a lot of nonsense talk at the very beginning, and then we have a box that we place in the middle of the table. All of us have written bunch of random notes, crumpled them up, threw them in the box, and we also take listener questions too, by the way. And then each of us will pull out a note, and that's the episode. We just riff and talk about it.
Well, y'all just go for fill a certain amount of time, and then that's it.
What we'll usually do is it'll be like Lane will go, Phil will go, Travis will go, I will go, Caleb will go, and like Lane will pull a topic, talk about that for however long until we're kind of done with it, and then yet again
we
we'll go.
figured out one round of the box requires trimming down to get.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of you guys. Y'all are 3 out of what is it?
5.
5, and then the other 2 guys are who?
Philip Fountain and Travis Odom.
Nice. So y'all just kind of I mean, I'm sure there's a lot to be cut from doing a show like
There's
that.
so much to be cut. There's a lot of side stories.
Tangents, because we get off on bad tangents.
I don't know what you're talking
Just
about.
with 2 of us.
Sometimes that's better than what we pulled though. It just depends.
There will be sometimes it'll be like, hey, what's your favorite video game? Well, I think it was episode 1 or 2 that we had released so far is your favorite console, and then that derived into what's your favorite controller.
That was a better conversation than the console.
Yeah.
It ended up being a better conversation.
I want to be on y'all's show because I have all those answers.
Well,
That
you're
sounds
lucky,
awesome.
Aaron. We're going to kind of mimic their show.
Oh yeah, cool.
On the second half of this, so stick around for that. Right now, we're just trying to figure out what these guys are doing and
Just shooting the breeze.
and kinda show y'all off.
Just doing work, really.
Just getting this
'Cause
bread, son.
Y'all are
I'm just
doing
trying to
it-
show off my drip.
Yeah, y'all are,
That sounds really
All right, on
nice.
3, let's put our hands on the table. On 3,
Jesus Christ.
1, 2, 3. Let's
Try
not
not to
suck.
suck, yeah.
So y'all are doing this thing out of this studio space that we built in, and it's been great having y'all in here. And
Appreciate it, by
What
the
was kind of like the reasoning behind doing this? Like, what was the idea behind it?
We always have a lot of interesting conversations. What we think is interesting or funny. Hopefully, it's funny to other people. I don't really know as of now.
We sound somewhat pretentious. Yeah, we think we're funny.
Yeah, I like
No,
to
you
think we're
said
kind of
you
funny.
said think. You didn't say no. So yeah.
It's possible we're funny. We're not entirely sure yet. We've had a lot of those conversations on like Xbox Live playing, or we used to have shed hangs, or we'd have Whataburger hangs to like 2 a.m.
Wait,
and-
what's a shed hang? Because I have a different idea of mind of that.
Yeah,
That most
that's a
people-
good question.
Okay, well, 3 of us in here used to be in a band, and we like converted a shed to a jam room, and then half of the shed was like after the jam was over,
Yeah.
there was couches in it, and we'd just hang out.
Did it have AC?
I was about to say.
Yeah, it had a window
and then were y'all
unit.
just all sitting like we're sweating in the studio?
Dude,
just,
I'll show you pictures of it. I mean, there's
just
like
it was
gaming
nice.
with each
there was
other.
installation, there was hardwood floors, there was
So,
couches in it.
so
It was
your
awesome.
shed
It was a
was
finished
better than
shed.
the studio
Yeah,
right now.
It was
yeah.
bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Bigger
our,
and had a window unit.
A
yeah,
nice
'cause our
TV.
AC's out.
It had a window unit, so that was nice.
A lot of
it-
GameCube sessions in there.
It was bigger, and it had some form of flowing air that was not just our breath.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So y'all are basically like childhood friends or something, right?
Yes.
Yes. I think I've known Lane since I was 13. I've known Caleb. I've known Caleb since I was 10, but I don't think me and Caleb started like being friends until high school.
Yeah.
Travis, I met when I was a freshman.
Are y'all Lumberton?
Yes.
I'm
Okay. Caleb's grandmother lives in
Hampshire
Lumberton,
Yeah.
but he lives in Hampshire Finette.
Oh,
Phil,
you're one of
Yo!
those. Y'all aren't even Southeast Texans. You know that, right?
Oh,
What, Hampshire Finette? Yeah, they are.
I don't know about that.
Kidding.
I think, and I know Phil from yet again. I know I met Phil when I was 10 because I remember when I met him, I did something stupid.
I've known Phil since I was 5 years old.
I don't think Phil
think
is
that's-
Phil the one that drives in from Houston.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's some dedication. Man.
It really is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I'm really surprised he does that.
Yeah. He also seems like the funniest one out of all y'all too.
He is.
I'll give you a
Dude,
shout.
damn.
Well, I only met him one time and he made me laugh within like
Oh,
a
all
second.
right. Well, that's fair.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just gotta look at it. It's
Phil's
funny.
a character.
Phil has an aura about him.
Everybody loves Phil.
That's what, yeah.
Well, he
Every-
kind of looks like he
there's-
smells a little bit, maybe.
Sweaty ass
he's
Phil. That's his
definitely
nickname.
working.
And
he's
yeah, we
definitely
could
trying to get
see
that
it last
bread.
time.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm poking.
It's hilarious. You've
knows-
seen him
he
one
knows
time.
it.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
The instant he walks in the room, he drops his phone. Funniest guy I know.
No, all of us except you have had long hair at
Yeah.
one point, like
Yeah.
long. And,
I can't do it.
And Phil has just kept it. And I don't know. That's the first thing I thought of when you said that. Like he's just rocking it until question mark. I couldn't see him ever. I could not see him ever.
I'm
cutting it.
so excited to see him with short hair. I'm so excited for his wedding.
Wait,
'cause
he's cutting all his hair off for his wedding?
I think so. I think that's what it's going to be.
I thought he wasn't.
I
don't know.
thought it was Jordan said that he's going to keep his long hair until they're married, and
Is
then
he?
when they get married,
That's after
like
the wedding.
well, no, like when they get married, he's going to cut his
Like the
hair for
ceremony?
the wedding. Yes, he's going to cut his hair for the wedding.
Is he in a
I'm gonna
relationship
punch
with a
you.
Like the
girl named
priest is gonna
Delilah?
cut
It would not.
Because I read
be a good
something in a
idea.
big book one time about that, and he's going to lose all his strength. I'm just saying.
Wait, what?
I said, is he in a relationship with a girl named Delilah?
Is that song?
Is that Hey There, Delilah?
Oh,
Go to church.
Delilah,
I think you said
don't
a
you
book.
cut off
Go to
all my
church.
hair, I will
Go to church. Samson and Delilah.
lose all of
Man,
my
y'all
power.
some godless heathens up in
Yeah,
here.
I mean, I definitely.
Dude, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about, bro.
I definitely.
All right, where? See,
I'm
we're on
trying
that
to think.
wavelength.
Got
Yeah.
you.
Are we talking about Rapunzel?
Yeah, that's
All
right.
right, so what? I mean, okay, so the box of content. What was the concept behind that? Like, were y'all going through a couple of different ideas to come up with what y'all wanted to do? Because y'all obviously like one thing I commented on whenever I first started hearing y'all's episodes is we've done 5-person things for movie nights before, and it's pure chaos most of the time. It's hard to edit. It's hard. Everybody's over talking and stuff. There's separate conversations happen. But y'all, I guess what I assumed from the playing video games for so long, y'all learn how to give each other their space and be able to talk and do things like that. So y'all already had that rapport built up. So it's just coming up with something to do with it.
Well, some people are still really bad about that.
Well.
Dear.
Gosh, okay.
But yeah, we were really nervous about. I think that was the thing we were most nervous about with the show is stepping over each other, and especially with 5 people, I was very nervous about that. But the idea, I mean, I kind of took it from something else. I
And
listened.
that's art, man.
Yeah,
It's stealing.
yeah.
basically.
Stole it and kind of changed it a little bit. Yeah, let's do a
Made
show
it better.
that has like whenever something gets really comfortable, like this game show, like noise starts playing and then they pick out of a box that has a lot of random shit that someone's put in there. So
I mean, it's good. It's honestly, I like the mechanic of it, and I like it because it's like a prompt, right? You know, when you're writing something and you lose all creativity, you'll just search like writing prompts. There's books that are just full of writing prompts. There's video prompts, like all that. This is essentially a podcast prompt box, and it's
Yeah.
really cool. You're just gonna like stuff it with content. You know, I think it's great.
hopefully it'll never be never
That's
ending.
that's been my biggest fear this whole time is like we've recorded right now we only have 2 out, but I think we're on episode 9 or 10, and I'm afraid like of I'm just like, hey, please people, like at the end of like when we have like our
What, y'all
outro.
running out of prompts?
Oh yeah,
No,
We're
like we
not
have a lot
running
of
out.
stuff, but I'm afraid of that day that it comes
I
that
don't
like
see
we
that happening. I mean, let me see
forget.
this thing.
so
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I could see y'all just having that thing full up.
yeah.
You know, just
And that's what-
shoving the box down.
At the end of the episode when we do our outro and it's like, hey, like email us or DM us on like all of our social medias. I'm just like, I wish I would have been like, please do that because I'm afraid.
Okay.
I need your content. I need
we've
your
learned
content.
begging doesn't really work
I
that
gotta.
well.
I also gotta tell you guys, like, whenever you figure out how to get that audience participation or
please
just
let us
that
know.
interaction on social media, let us know because we've been telling people for over a year, like, hey, if you have any questions, comments,
Yeah,
suggestions,
we got email, we got social media.
Yeah,
anyway,
everything.
jump into our DMs.
Yeah.
Not what? Okay, every now and then.
and
somebody does.
it's a really strange thing with a podcast, and I think it's because of the way the media is like absorbed, right? It's very personal. It's not like cable TV or anything else. People listen to podcasts on their headphones, like in their car, on their drive. They listen to it, they absorb
well,
it.
Shout out to Micah Bickman for sending us a message the other night.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay,
Well,
that was our
we've got one.
our one pushback.
But and here's what it is too. And I know that everyone's listening because I work at the bar. You see me at the bar over there. I've had lots and lots and lots and lots of people come up and be like, "Hey, I really liked your show. I liked that episode, that one where you did the thing." I'm like, "Cool, man. I wish you would like. I like that you're coming up to me and saying it, but I wish you would say it like
Tell
on
it to other
social
people.
media.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, there's been people that come up to me at work and they're like, "Hey man, like it's really cool. Like it's really cool that y'all are doing that. Like this is that and the other. I really like this." First off, I've had people be like, "Hey man, like if you ever need somebody, like I like to talk."
Yeah.
And I'm
happens
just
all the
like-
time.
and I'm just like, I do too, but doing something about it,
we had the whole. You should interview me, and then it's like, why?
dude.
It's like we could do this, or we could talk about this, and it's like,
But no, every time like they're like, "Hey man, you should maybe do this or something," I'm like, I feel bad, but at the same time, I have to tell myself like if I'm gonna treat this for real, like I wouldn't be able to just go up to somebody that works at like ESPN Radio at 97.5 and just be like, "Hey, y'all should talk about this." Like, no, I have to call in,
Right.
I have to email, I have to send a text message or something like that. Like, So I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
even my sister. I told my sister that the other day, and she emailed Lane, and he got it yesterday. She was like, "I have a really good idea for the show. Like, this is a really good topic, or whatever. Like, do you like?" I was like, "Hey, just send it to the email. Send it to the email. We'll get it, and I'll email you back." She's just like,
it's
good practice.
It's good to take in suggestions and things like that. It's just it comes down to the, you can't abandon, I guess, like the main idea of your show or have it watered down because other people are trying to.
It's an interesting thing you guys had
Tell them
to
to do their
navigate
own,
if people ask you to come on the show, because you can basically say that, like, what do you do, what's interesting, and things like that. For ours, we don't do interviews, so I mean, just like, I don't know, it's like kind of our show, so no.
I don't know. I feel like
we get that with movie night.
I feel like y'all's are a little more easy though, because if someone says, "Can I come on the shows?" all you can say is, "No, there's only 5 mics in the studio. I'm sorry."
That's true.
You can just be like, "Literally, there's only 5 mics."
Wait, no, this is the show. It's not. We don't take
like
guests.
us. It's a little harder. People are like, "I should be on your show."
That's all we do.
And then we go, "Well, what would you talk about?" And so ultimately, what we have to say is, "No, you're not interesting." So it's like it's really shitty what we do. And that's what we do. There's many people like, I'm like,
and we don't say it like that.
I don't say it like that. But I go, I'll listen to them, and I'm like, okay, when you figure out something that you can listen to, come back and tell me. And that's what I say, And it's every time.
What has been okay? So let's, as far as like podcasting, because that's kind of what we're doing here. Is what has been the most surprisingly easy thing? What are you doing, Lane?
That was like a thinking thing.
I thought you were
don't
telling
know.
me. He's doing like
It
the.
smells a little bit in here, dude.
What has been the most surprisingly? What's the thing that's been the most natural about doing this thing? Because obviously y'all started and then y'all got on a roll. I mean, you said that y'all have like 8 in the can now or 9 in the can, and it's like it's been pretty impressive watching y'all just knock it out. But I mean, have y'all found it pretty natural just jumping into this thing? Have y'all been satisfied with what you're doing? Like,
well, I mean, we kind of covered it already, but not talking over one another. With us editing it, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a shit show. But that was the most surprising thing for me. I mean.
Yeah, that, and it just felt, whenever we first sat down and did that first night, I don't know, it felt kind of natural. Like we were just chatting on Xbox.
That was so sweet.
Yeah, thank you. Derek got something off my beard.
Yeah, a little fuzzy.
My whatever that's called. Yeah, so it's been real natural, just sitting and doing it.
It's great. What's been the hardest thing?
Fucking editing.
Yeah.
And how much time it takes.
Yeah. Tell the audience about it. I want them to hear.
You got a template going though, huh?
Yeah, finally, yeah, and we probably use the hardest program to do it in is GarageBand. So you can't, like the silence part, I've just kind of given up on it.
Because I don't. A gate?
Yeah, and I don't know.
Really fast gate.
Wow. I'm sorry. I didn't even think of that. That would be so much easier than you literally cutting stuff out.
There should be a shortcut for cutting silence though.
Not on GarageBand. Yeah.
It's probably a plugin though. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something.
There's a plugin somewhere for that, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I want to say that I tried one of GarageBand's plugins, but like it made it sound like some things were turned so low, it just took out like parts of the conversation. I couldn't figure out what was going on, so I had to just take that.
That's probably a gate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, still, I was telling y'all after I heard it that y'all's sound is arguably as good, if not better, as ours. And I've always been pretty proud of the sound of our show. But
yeah, it is good.
What the hell are these kids doing?
I know. I will tell y'all, it is good. It's very clear.
Yeah.
It's very clear.
I appreciate it. I do nothing to really help with that, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, half of it is y'all have good mic control and all those kind of things. And it sounds.
Those are some of the hardest things to teach too. Yeah. It's fascinating, like how very easy it is for people to forget that this is the device that lets sound in.
Yeah, but
because you'll see people talking.
I mean, how many shitty sounding podcasts have you heard? You know?
Well, the first 2 to 3 episodes, it was
rough.
And I'm sorry to pick on you, but like Derek, he does a lot of maneuvering, a lot of changing. I know these chairs don't squeak anymore, but like a lot of moving the mic. The beard would touch the mic frequently. So
what
those kinds of things.
What else do I do that pisses you off in your off time?
You're doing great now. You're doing great.
I'm just thinking of this right now, but in Derek's defense, I think you're the only one that hasn't done something with a mic musically before. Like all of us have been around mics for, I mean.
All right, throw it in my face that I've never been in a band before.
I'm not saying that. I mean, whoa, he said that. I didn't say that.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I think that helps, though.
Caleb,
I mean,
I didn't want to be in your band growing up anyway, so.
Oh, God.
I'm kidding.
But it was okay.
Yeah.
It was an okay band.
One thing you guys do, I've noticed I really like is on your Instagram, you have those little clips, harvest the clips. And
It's that guy right there.
I like that. I like the little
a-
the sound wave and all that. It's good. It's a good
I'm
look.
not gonna lie.
Sounds
I
good.
was thinking about this today, and I was talking to a friend of mine at work about it yesterday as well. And in all honesty, even though Lane just shit on me, I'm gonna give Lane a little bit of praise. I've told his fiance, and I was telling one of my friends at work yesterday and today.
Dude, tell us, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, okay? I'm
let's
long-winded.
hear what it
I'm
is.
long-winded.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
I'm long-winded.
Not all a win in this room.
I got a tool for that.
I'm trying to give you wind. Lane definitely inspires me in my own work, in my own stuff to do. I know that you guys don't know this, but I like to draw. I went to school for it, and I want to pursue something in tattooing. And when I see Lane that he has his 9-to-5 job, he does the podcast, he writes scripts, he has everything with his fiance. I'm just like, shit. I need to get on my shit because
Lane is so
Lane's
red right
working.
now. He's
When
so
he takes his
embarrassed.
lunch breaks, he's doing the pod, he's doing all this stuff for us, and I'm doing nothing. That's why I started
What do you mean doing nothing? You work at Best Buy, right? That's
I
something.
mean, yeah, but I'm just saying for the show,
sorry.
for the show. I'm not doing other than just talking.
Yeah.
So I was telling him now after 2 weeks, I've these past 2 weeks I've been trying to write down ideas for the show.
You should be the graphics guy for crying out loud.
Yeah, if you do,
He already
please
did it.
be our graphics guy.
Lane already did
Jesus.
ours. He was
Yeah.
just he was like,
I
hey,
hate
I already
that
did
part.
it, and I was just like, all right.
Canva is a great free website.
Canva, yeah, you told me about Canva. Because
Canva.
if anybody's interested in doing art for A to Z, God, I'll just fill it out
He'll
there.
do something.
He'll give you one PP touch.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
He'll give you one PP touch.
I did not
That's
know
exciting.
that PP touches were allowed on this show.
Yeah.
That's our form of currency. You didn't know that you could pay the rent in PP touches?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It actually does say that right there.
Says
under
it right
rules,
there, yeah.
Right,
Right there.
underneath Rule 69, PP touches are allowed.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
No, man, it's so I can understand exactly what you're saying. He does a lot of stuff. I love it when I have friends that do so much stuff it makes me feel like a piece of shit.
You're welcome.
Because it I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about other people that do a lot of shit. Like the people we have on our show that make both of us feel like pieces of shit.
What? Just because they make money, I do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make me money.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But you know exactly the phenomenon I'm talking about. When
I don't get up. Okay, look, I don't get up at 5, but I also don't go to bed by 9. It's just I'm the same. I'm the exact same as what's that guy that works out every 5 o'clock every morning?
I don't know.
I'm the exact same as that guy, but I get
Dwayne
up at
Johnson.
noon. Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Same thing, but I get up at noon, and he's a lot more handsome
and rich and big
and a lot more
and
successful.
has really cool tattoos.
and probably does a lot more shit that I do. I don't remember my point.
Yeah,
was.
although he's not the greatest. Dwayne Johnson is awesome, but until he's played a villain, honestly, I'm like, you're a one-trick pony.
He was the Scorpion King.
That's not a villain. He ended up becoming the protagonist.
Yeah, he's
Whoa, dude, spoilers, bro.
Bro, he was the Scorpion King in The Mummy, but in his own show, he was a protagonist.
So you're saying that
He's never played
so
a
wait,
villain.
No, that's a villain in the Mummy.
Nah, that's not. He wasn't the main
Are you
character.
calling Josh Brolin as what's his name? Is he a
That's
villain?
that's a main villain.
Well, no,
That
he's
was-
a villain. This movie's not about him.
It's the same thing,
technically.
though.
No,
What he
It-
eventually turned into
in the
is-
film, The Scorpion King, he was the protagonist. He was a good
Yeah.
guy. In The Mummy, he was a side villain. He was also CG. He didn't even act.
He didn't talk.
Of course he acted.
He's never been a main build character.
He's
who's
the
a villain.
only He's the only actor I know that could do that weird morphing shit.
You
that,
name name a movie
they
where
put
he
in
was
there.
the main build character who was a villain.
Walking Tall.
No,
He was the protagonist.
I'm kidding.
Okay, so
He's
so,
definitely
so,
the
okay, so get back
pterodactyl
to
in
y'all
Walking
show.
Tall.
What kind of
No,
topics?
I want to finish this.
Shut up.
Goddamn
We'll
it!
get to that later. What topics do y'all usually touch on? Because I know you're a sports guy, and I don't know anything about sports. I don't know if are y'all getting into current events or y'all just sticking to the box or
collectively, we all like sports. We all like video games. I'm probably the least on movies, but we all like movies. So those are 3 that are just huge for us, and we probably talked about them every round at least, just because there's so much shit in there.
so it's a lot of pop
With-
culture stuff.
See, I
Yeah.
feel like all of us have all of those things, except I'm the ugly duckling that likes anime. So I just
What?
add
You're the
anime.
only one?
Yep.
You're the only weeb
Props, bro.
up in here.
I'm right there with you.
Dude, I said weeb the other day, and then I was like, can I say that?
Like,
Yeah, I don't think it's racist yet.
and then Derek's like, "That's our word. Get that word.
Use that against us.
Get
Only
that
we
word
can
out
call
your
each other
mouth."
that.
Hey, be careful talking about those things because we are
About-
we're 5 white guys
About
with
weeaboos?
headphones talking in a
We're
microphone.
talking about weeaboos, dude. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
Straight white guys. That's your key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's even worse.
Another thing too is like, so this box has a lot of stuff in there. Do you guys try to keep like current things out of it so your show doesn't age?
Yes, exactly.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, it'd be really cool to put current topics in there, but it's just
No,
to
you
stay
can.
topical.
It's just, like there's like a it's like a
But
ticking time bomb.
it like
you have
dates
to
you.
put it
Yeah,
out
yeah,
within like a week, or it doesn't make any sense. Or
yeah.
That's what we've talked about, trying to do more current event stuff in the future. I think
once y'all get a flow going, it'll,
Sure.
Because
Just not-
if you build it with what y'all do, like we interview guests, they're hitting us up in a month, like, hey, where's that episode? With what y'all do, you can just bankroll a bunch,
Yeah.
and then just kind of
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
however you want.
Well, he said we have like 9 ready to go. That's just the box segments. I think not the one that's coming out this week, but the one next week is going to have our first current event stuff on it. So we're going to have to come in here and add that to the edited box part we have
right.
already.
Yeah, just have that little section ready to go.
Yeah,
and, then
and
knock
I
it
mean,
out.
like we've talked about taking some days, like what'd you say, Independence Day? You're busy.
Yeah. Like
So
we
we'll-
have so many things recorded. We're gonna take some.
Yeah,
time
we'll just
off.
put out like the box part and not have the talking or something like that. So because we have it,
yeah,
but miss the current event.
yeah.
So
What is your release schedule like that y'all are planning on doing? You guys gonna plan on releasing after you get rolling, like once a week, every other week, something like that?
Yeah, we release every Wednesday.
Okay, so
Yeah.
y'all are already on that
Mhm.
weekly schedule.
Yeah, tomorrow will be episode 3.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 3. Y'all been at this? When did y'all get started doing this? Because I know
What was it?
I was trying to think about that.
You approached us about doing something here, and like you came at us with like, I mean, you had everything all figured out by that point. It was kind of cool because we met you through Spindletop Center.
Yeah.
Shout out to them because you've helped us and given us people to interview a couple times. Steve Fitzner and
Diane Wills.
and Diane Wills, and then you came to us to do this, and then or to work here or do whatever the conceit was. But so y'all had this pretty much figured out, and then just got to work.
Yeah, pretty much. We've talked about it for a really long time, but I didn't know of any shows around here until Steve was approached by you guys to do the interview,
Yeah,
right?
because we've known Steve for a
Yeah,
while.
there you go. So, and then I was like, oh, Beaumont has podcasts. I didn't know that. And then, I just assumed that these
we do
studios
now.
weren't around here.
We
Yeah,
definitely
we
do now.
definitely do now.
yeah, exactly. So that kind of was inspiration. I was like, oh, well, maybe we can.
Yeah, if those guys can
record
do
there.
it. Those guys can do it, then we can definitely do something, right?
We like to have a good time here. You know,
Yeah.
self-deprecation is what keeps us going.
We're
So-
such losers.
I know we are. So what do you guys what excites you for the near future? You know, do you guys have anything planning
Like
that you're
goals?
planning to do that's like really big, maybe on like a tentpole episode, like maybe 25th, you're gonna have a blowout or anything like that?
I haven't even
You have any
thought about that at all. I mean, the biggest thing that I wanted to start doing is current events. So,
Okay.
episode coming out. Well, the 4th episode will feature at the beginning. It's just going to be talking about E3 that just happened.
Okay, very cool.
And then after that, maybe whenever the finals are over, we can talk a little bit about that. But we won't know until it's over. Exactly. So like whenever football season starts again, I'm sure we'll have that frequently. But I don't know. That's what I'm focused on. Just getting people to listen. So yeah.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, goals. Like, what do you expect? What do you want out of doing?
What you wanna
this
do,
thing,
Pepe?
you know?
Yeah. When you look
out of the whole
forward in
thing?
time, yeah.
We're kind of getting to that age where it's harder for us to hang out, and some of us need some reasons to hang out. You know what I'm saying? So
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
like I'm down, dude. I'm down for the hang. I'm a boy who hangs, but
Boy who hangs.
but no, I mean that excites me. Us still getting together to do something creative out of like all thing, not just I mean we do this anyway, so it's gonna be fun. I know this isn't really what y'all are looking for, but
No, sure.
for me it's gonna be fun later, like way later, to look back at this for sure. Because I mean, we're having these conversations anyways, and sometimes it's like, dude, do you remember what we were? Like now it's gonna be
Now you have a record.
Yeah. So that's cool.
That's what. Yeah, like I mean, like we've said, like so many shed hangs and Whataburger hangs till 2-3 in the morning, and just everything. I mean, like we've said in the beginning, is we've known each other like our whole lives, and so I think my sister actually emailed us in yesterday a question, and she told me what it was, and I was like, we have actually already talked about that, like us, but not on the podcast. So I was like, great, thank you.
Yeah.
But for me, I have like ideas and stuff. Like I was saying, I'm trying to like come up with ideas. So I'm excited for the ideas if the rest of the team likes it. I have one specifically right now that Caleb kind of talked to me about. I don't know.
Is it like a spoiler? Can you not talk about it?
I don't see. Like that's what I don't know if
say it.
Well, that's what, I don't know if I don't want to say it and then it never come to fruition.
Oh, is it what?
Well, no, you already prefaced it by saying that, you know.
I don't know if this is ever going to happen.
What we talked about down there?
No.
Oh.
Speak it to make it reality, man. You know.
I know for me, like I had written down an idea that you had said because we were talking about like that we want to get to the point of maybe having like maybe video content like instead of just audio.
Mm-hmm.
And so something was said about they're like, oh, you know, Derek likes anime, he likes comics, like like he goes to those like Comic Palooza and Fan Expo and all these other like conventions, like maybe him go out there and like Caleb like can like record it.
Well, you
and,
know, we're looking at with the Beaumont Con coming up. We're looking at getting a booth.
Yeah. I saw that
as a everything that we're doing.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
See, and that's what I thought about that today. I was like, man, why don't we have like a booth there?
Oh, I'll keep y'all updated because I figured we could just throw in on a booth.
I had an idea.
Just go out there and have fun.
I had an idea of if someone had a camera, I could go around, and especially because I like anime and comics and things of that nature, like.
It's gonna be okay.
Like literally, like
I got you.
No, like if it was me, like I just have a mic and like Caleb videos it and just we go around and we just ask people, hey, pull out a topic from the box.
Yeah.
Pull it out and then like maybe we can talk about it for like
an on the floor episode. That'd be great. That's a great goal, dude. That's awesome.
That's one of the things that like with movie nights is hopefully we'll eventually get to that point of doing those kind of things, and it's like it all adds to the. I mean, it doesn't negate from the podcast. It's almost like you start this kind of brand, and then you just you can branch off from there, and just it's content. You're making content.
That's exactly what I blanked on this when y'all asked the question, but something Lane and I talked about specifically was like I think all of us have certain things that would be so weird if I were to like really go hard at trying to make content out of it and then just like put it on my Facebook page or something as myself. Everybody would be like,
but
what is
you
this?
Could be an extension of that thing.
Right. And like,
because Aaron does all this jiu-jitsu stuff and then I do like live sound concert stuff. Yeah. And it's like, it would be weird if you know, it's kind of like you're each individuals, and as you build this thing up, then you will each. I mean, if you do it right and get a following, there's going to be some people that cannot stand this guy, but you're their favorite, you know, and that's important. It's good, and it's good to be thinking.
Hey, I just wanted to be known that we've already gotten a message about how I'm the funniest person.
Okay.
Was it your sister?
Nope. No. Shout out to Hayden Gilbert, who thinks I'm the funniest person in the world.
On that note, we're gonna take a little break, and then our idea coming back is we're basically gonna try to mimic what y'all do. And so the second half is gonna be like an unofficial box of content episode. We're gonna just sit in your format and go. So stay tuned. We got some advertising breaks coming up, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, this is Zach, the cornerstone of A to Z Podcast. A to Z Podcast is funded in part by our patrons at Patreon. If you would like to support us, head over to patreon.com/A2ZBMT. All right, now is our break portion where we're going to chill out for Beaumont events. Kicking it off with July 19th at the Jefferson Theater, classic movie nights. As usual, we're going to have Jaws. It's the summer movie of the century, man. Doors are at 6. Movie starting at 7:30. Tickets are $5. Bring your pool floaties because it's
bring your water wingies.
Bring your water wingies. Yeah, it's going to be wild.
And terrorize your children. You know, bring your little kids and they'll never want to go to the beach again.
Yes.
Save you some money.
Yeah, that's great.
And on July 27th at Julie Rogers, we have none other than the legend himself, the ultimate Mr. Las Vegas, Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton!
That's right. Doors are at 7. You can get the tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
Bring your roses.
Hey, you know what? Maybe you want to leave your wife at home because that's
your
Mrs.
grandma.
Steal-Yo girl. And your grandma.
Yeah,
Yeah, leave your grandma at home because Wayne Newton's Mrs. Steal-Yo grandma. But anyway, check them out. And as always, you can go to...
DiscoverBeaumont.com.
That's right.
Check out their event calendar for any more dates.
Absolutely. See what they got coming up, you guys. Let's support our community. That helps
And now
support
we're going
us.
to kick off. This next half is going to be, we're going to kind of do the box of content format. We're going to draw from the box and talk about some subjects, and it's going to be a fun time.
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
A to Z.
Let's go.
Box of content. A to Z.
Let's go.
BOC.
Let's get this bread,
We
son.
open your eardrums.
Drip.
Damn. Who
So
would it be?
this is do you have the time to listen to me whine? It's song lyrics, so I sung it, but that's what it says.
That's what it says.
Green Day, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Do you
I
have
bet
the
you
time
that's
to listen to me
Travis.
whine? It's a question mark. So I don't know.
I bet that's Travis trying to be funny. He keeps putting stuff in the box.
About what?
yeah. Or any I don't know. Or
So
nothing
do
at
y'all,
all.
do y'all like
Come
pull
on,
it
dude.
out and then just go
about-
in turn?
Okay,
your,
so
your response
I'll-
to it?
Yeah,
What would
yeah,
yours-
well,
I'll respond to this.
yeah.
The answer is simply no. I don't have the time to listen to people whine.
Agreed.
I
do
listen
they-
to people whine. I listen to people whine constantly because
So you have the time to listen to them whine.
I don't really have the time for it. It's just that they exploit the time that they perceive that I have.
Okay.
Ooh,
So-
I like this. I like where this is going.
Whenever
Because
I'm
you're stuck at the bar.
whenever I'm working at the bar, right, and I'm doing a job, to a lot of people it will look like I'm not doing a job, right? Like if I'm
you
sitting
gotta
down,
you got to get a security shirt.
yeah,
bud.
if I'm sitting down in the front, even if I had that though, I'll be sitting down in the front door, and my job is actively like when people come in, I take their cards.
to
I
look
also,
for people to stabilize.
Yes, I also look to help out barback, do all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm in constant flow here, but there's a lot of people that come in that really take advantage of the fact that I'm working, and for some reason, like I become their therapist, and they'll just unload on me because they see, oh, here's the guy.
Not to
that-
mention they're intoxicated.
and they're also intoxicated, so it makes it work. So like, oh, here's a guy that I have a good rapport with. He's sitting alone, and I don't want to talk to anybody else. I'm gonna go over there and unload. So I cannot fucking stand it. I hate it so much.
You an introvert?
No, I'm not an introvert.
Okay.
He just doesn't have
No,
time.
I'm an ENTP.
Oh, dude, I forgot what I am.
I forgot what mine is too.
Well, that's not the question. Caleb,
Yeah.
do you have the time?
I can relate because
Yeah.
I used to work at bars, but see, like,
sure.
I guess it depends on what mood I'm in or what position I was in. And when I was like door guy, no, I didn't care. Whatever, talk to me, whatever. You're usually drunk. But when I was like bar backing,
Yeah.
like I'm busy, dude.
I'm busy.
I had a dude one time reach over while I was washing dishes, and he like grabbed like the crook of his elbow was on the back of my neck. And he like got in my ear and he's like, I need 4 Jaeger bombs. And I was like, dude, I'm not. I was like, get the fuck off of me, dude. I'm not doing that. Sorry.
I hate it. God, I hate it.
Oh yeah. So like shit like that pissed me off, and then I just got to the point where, I mean, you start bartending and then you're just drinking while you're working, and then it kind of goes back. Like
Yeah, but
one of these things.
people kind of understand, like they don't perceive you as being not busy when you're a bartender. They think you're busy.
Right.
They don't try to have long-winded conversations about life with you. You know,
that's true, yeah.
And that's the difference in doing all those other things is people really like take advantage of your position.
Well, they also know that you're the host of a show where you talk.
Sure,
about
they know I like to talk. You know, I mean, hopefully they're listening and they'll stop now.
Time and a place.
Because I made it public.
Shout out! I don't have.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't come talk to me. I'm just saying don't come unload on me at work. You know what I mean? You don't. You know,
If you
don't
feel like you might be
yeah.
the person he's talking about, you're probably the person
Yeah.
he's talking
Yes.
about.
Because remember, like you're at a bar having fun. I'm there. I'm working. So you're coming and unloading at me when I'm at work. It's not cool. You know, I don't have the time to listen to you whine. There's it.
Before it gets to Lane, I just want to say, regardless of what everybody thinks, objectively, American Idiot is a masterpiece. So,
No.
well, I mean, dude, it is.
That's why it's objective.
What song is that?
This is not from.
That's from
That's-
Dookie.
That's
This is-
Basket
yeah,
Case.
That's
Yes.
the case, yeah.
This is from the '90s, dog.
We actually
I'm
put
not saying
we put
what
a,
I like more. I
we
just
put a
think
Green
the
Day
album-
song in the last episode we put out in Michael Sarah's episode,
Oh yeah,
and I was jamming the shit out of it.
great, man.
Michael Cera's episode? You had Michael Cera?
Sorry,
Dude, y'all, they had Michael Cera.
Sorry, he's much
Hey, guys.
more important to society. He's a librarian,
Yeah.
not an actor. Lane?
Yeah, I don't have time, and nor if I had the time, wouldn't want to give it to hear people whine. I do the thing from
Preach.
Yeah, George on Seinfeld, the whole thing where he if you look annoyed, people won't bother you. I do that at work a lot.
Can tell.
Yeah, I prefer.
It's just your face, bro.
It is my face, and it's. I think it's worked out pretty well. I prefer not.
That doesn't work for me at all.
Yeah,
Because I think it's just what my face looks like most of the time.
It's just your face, bro.
it's just your face, bro. Yeah, so I practiced that, and
You practice your RBF.
yeah, and I mean, same thing with small talk. For no small talk.
Resting bitch face.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that's what that was.
Yeah, good
Derek
job.
Does he do
Good
that
Good job.
all the time?
He does that, dude.
He's just
punches
an
the mic.
He's an animated guy, you know.
That was kind of a quip. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes anime. He's animated.
He's an animated
So
guy.
no. What about you, bud?
Well, see, I have the opposite of you, Lane. I had a girl that I worked with at Toys R Us once that she was like, "Yeah, I have like resting bitch face." Apparently, I didn't know what that was, the acronym, whatever. But she was like, "Yeah, I have resting bitch face all the time. And that's why customers don't come up to me. You're like this.
You
Little,
look very approachable.
yeah." She's
Yeah.
like, "You have that face that just people are like, I'm gonna come to you and ask you about where this toy's at," and I'm just like, I don't want to help them, and you look like you will. And that's why they stop
You
you,
have
and not me.
RNGF. You have resting nice guy face.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
But I hate it when people come up to me and because that's the thing is my face looks like he looks like a nice guy. Like, I'm not saying I'm not a nice guy, but it's one of the debatable. That one is up for question. But like it's one of those things where it's like, do you think that you're the only person that's come up to complain to me today because of my face and the way that I look?
Think about what I'm going through.
And so it's like you're the fifth person to complain to me about your issues, and not a one of y'all asked me about mine. So I'm done. I hate being at work, and what I hate even more is like when someone comes up to me at work and is complaining to me about like, man, you know, I just hate about when so and so is doing this stuff and they ask me to do these things and blah da blah tom fucking da, and I'm like, dude, I'm still working and you stopped working. This is why they're complaining.
Yep.
Because you stopped. Like, I'm not stopping, but I'm listening. And just the whole time I just feel like I'm just my constant responses are yep.
That's
yep.
crazy.
And then but they just keep
Man.
going. I'm not giving them anything, but they just keep going, and I hate it.
How come everyone always asks where the hose at, and no one asks how are the hose
How are
doing?
the hosts feeling?
Yeah, how are they doing?
That'd be a good question.
How was their time?
Well, I'm going to say fuck you guys. And yeah, I do have the time to listen to y'all whine. So if y'all have any kind of feedback or complaints or anything that you want to talk about, hit us up at
Good
feedback
plug.
at
Good plug.
a2zpodcast.com. And what is y'all's email?
It's a box of content, tx@gmail.
Yeah, there you go.
No whining though.
Yeah, go
He's
whine there.
kidding
No,
about
you can
that.
go whine.
no whining.
As long as
Okay.
you whine in
So
a
what
question.
do we do? Do I take this out of the box?
Yes.
I throw it away.
Yeah, you chunk
You
that
can
in
throw
that
that
garbage
away.
can, wherever. Yeah, that's
Right there.
That'll
for
work.
Right there.
That's fine.
And then now,
Basically trash.
Pepe, what you got?
Let's see what we got here.
Pepe? You call him Pepe?
That's Pepe Caleb.
Pepe?
Pepe.
I don't remember where that came from.
Pepe, I know exactly where it came from, and it's better keeping it a secret, bro.
All
Oh,
right.
it sounds
Oh,
kind of
okay.
racist, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
has nothing to do with that. I don't even know why we go there. When you were a child, what did you want to be growing up? I wanted to be an astronaut. I'm not gonna lie, and then you find out very quickly that shit's not really obtusable. It's pretty hard to get there. Yeah,
That's
I'm
an
also colorblind, so
Yeah, you're already out.
yeah.
I always forget you are.
You gotta be a jet pilot before you can be an astronaut.
Do you really?
I mean, I
I didn't know that.
the path to being like
I didn't get old enough to know that. So
Yeah, the path to being at NASA but not being an engineer, but to fly spacecraft is you pretty much have to be the most badass person in Air Force.
okay.
So
Yeah.
you're already disqualified from the Air Force, so you're never going to get to NASA.
right. Yeah.
I legitimately
Not even upset about it, to be honest.
Unless you're really good at
I can
math.
just think of you like as Ryan Gosling in First Man when they're like when he's up in the spaceship and they're just like, all right, you gotta like connect the blue wire to the red wire this time, and then it's gonna fix it all. And you're just like, I'm colorblind, I can't tell.
I guess I'll just die.
I'm gonna die out in space right now.
I always wanted to be a sports reporter. That didn't happen, and because I don't really like sports reporting anymore. But I did get a journalism degree, so I could turn that way if I wanted to.
Pretty
but
much, yeah.
Yeah, but now I do PR and marketing, which is what everyone else ends up doing. So it's sad now.
Oh, now it's sad. Oh, it's sad because you get paid to do what you wanted to do when you were a kid. Oh, basically.
Well, no, I'm not doing what I wanted to do
You
when I
want
was
to
a
be a
kid.
journalist, yeah.
Damn, shots
Yeah.
fired, bro.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a step toward being a journalist, right?
I feel like it is.
We're
In a way.
You're expressing yourself.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
good way to put it.
It's an extension
Yeah.
of the dream. It's not
Yeah.
the same, but it's an extension.
Same.
Yeah.
But dude.
And in many ways, it's in many ways, I'm sure it's more satisfying because if you were being a journalist for an organization, you would have to do everything their way.
Yeah, I
Which
don't
is
want
pretty
to.
terrible.
I don't want to cover high school sports or
Exactly.
anything, so that's more likely where you'd have to start, and I don't want to do that. So,
For me, growing up, I think back on when like my mom had like books every year growing up, and it would be like your teacher and your classmates and stuff like that. And at the end of it, it'd be like, what did you want to be when you grew up? And growing up, it was it was different every year. It was policeman, fireman. I remember one year I specifically remember like when I was like 7 or 8, I wanted to be I want to be the next crocodile hunter. I wanted to be the next Steve Irwin.
Hell yes.
I fucking
Hell
went
yeah.
home and I was just like, hey, I'm watching Crocodile Hunter every day when I got home from
and then
school.
he died.
Okay, let's bring that up. Oh, now I want
Damn.
to. Now I want to die too.
Too soon? Too soon? It was.
Yeah, it might be.
Time
I'm
ago.
sorry.
Rest in peace, bud.
But I think then like when I was in like 4th or 5th grade, I figured out Channel 38 was the Food Network, and then I got fat and
Hell yeah.
I wanted to be a food critic at 10 years old.
As
I
a
wanted-
kid, that's
as a 10-year-old, I wanted to be a food critic.
that's next level.
And then I think the next year I was like, I want to be an NBA player, and then that's when I started playing basketball,
that
and
was-
I didn't get fat.
That was probably never going to happen.
And then that never happened for me, as you can tell. By a lot of reasons. My height.
B team.
I was B team. Hey, I was B team with you.
Hey, I started off A team, second stream alternate though.
And then you digressed the next year.
Yeah, and then I went to
I went
second
from
team,
nothing
B
to
team.
something. So
Oh, you got a point.
I mean, I guess the earliest recollection of what I wanted to be growing up was I wanted to be an extreme sports photographer
that's cool.
because I was riding BMX. And then
and shooting lots of stuff.
yeah, and then I wanted to be a recording engineer. So I guess I got close. I got fairly close. Live sound. It's not recording.
I feel like that's very.
I'm not gonna get any Grammys anytime soon.
that's within the realm
yeah.
of Tamriel.
Still around music.
Still around music.
Yeah,
Still
that's true.
taking photos and doing that crazy junk. So yeah, I'm just not breaking bones flying on bikes anymore. So that's good.
I think out of everyone, you probably got closest to what you really wanted to do, though.
I'm really stubborn, and I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
care
true.
much about money.
That's true. You have to not care about money. If you want to do cool stuff.
I guess so. Yeah.
Especially in the creative field.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
True.
Yeah. So what I wanted to be was when I was really, really young, like a tiny little kid, is I wanted to be a paleontologist because I was obsessed with dinosaurs and also obsessed
Hell
with
yeah.
playing in the dirt.
Hell
You know what I mean? I wanted to combine those two things.
So you worked for the oil fields. That's great.
Yeah, right. And then as I got a little bit older, I wanted
You
to
did.
be,
I mean, you dug up dead dinosaurs, kind of.
No, that's a misconception. The oil,
It's dead plants. I know. I know.
yeah, okay, good. It's coral reefs
I
and
knew
and-
as soon as I
alright.
said that, I knew
Alright,
you were
it's
going to
not
say
dinosaurs. I'm tired of
Mr.
everyone saying
YouTube
that.
education.
I'm just
Stop
saying, I'm
dropping
tired
your
of
shit
that.
on me.
I'm just saying.
He's tired.
Dinosaurs.
Tired of it. It's not dinosaurs.
It's not dinosaurs.
It's not made of dinosaurs. And then I wanted to, and then after that, after I was obsessed with dinosaurs, I was super obsessed with sharks. So I wanted to be a marine biologist for a long time. Then I fell in love with movies, and I wanted to be a cinematographer. And I went to,
that
and I went to
happened
film
too.
school, and then
Yeah, we both failed on that one. But
yeah, we totally just
we
fell
just
on it.
bombed on the
Well,
film school shit.
But I think one of the greatest things, though, about life in general is life is actually really, really long when you look at it in a lot of ways. And there's certain stories from people that I listen to that really give me a lot of hope for things like if you ever read like the Colonel Sanders story, it will fucking amaze you.
I'm
because-
too drunk to
I'm
taste
too
this.
drunk to taste this chicken. No, but he didn't even start cooking like until he was 60. And so by the time he was like 65, he made his famous like 11
an
herbs and
empire.
spices. And then he just started growing stores. He did all that after he was 60. Like the guy who invented KFC, and he became a billionaire.
You
Did
wrong,
not know
Colonel
that.
Sanders. Mama's right.
Mama says I never get so honored because I got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Wrong again.
No can of Sanders, you wrong. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, that's me.
Did you graduate with like something in cinematography?
No, I didn't graduate with a cinematography per se degree. I was going for a bachelor's in digital filmmaking and then something really stupid happened, so I just had to settle for an associate's in video production.
Gotcha.
But that does encompass some level of. I mean, it wouldn't even be called cinematography yet because everything's digital. You'd be called a DP now.
Shit, I'm waiting for my honorary degree.
Hell yeah, dude, that's where it's at. You don't have to pay
Waiting
money
on.
for it. That's what I'm waiting on.
I can really relate to what you're saying though
Yeah.
about life being so long.
Yeah.
I posted something the other day and you
Yeah.
commented on it actually, but
Well, you said you were worried about all your accomplishments at 25, and I'm like,
and we're like, bro.
I wasn't doing shit at 25. I mean, I was getting that bread, but
Hey, straight getting that
but
right.
I barely had enough for a foldover.
I
at
guess
that
I
point.
meant more like I do music and we
Now
went,
I'm at an open face stage. I'm just saying, like,
I do music and me and a few guys went really
Good
hard
luck.
at it for a while the way we thought we wanted to, and it was fulfilling, but at the same time we had to.
I feel bad for musicians.
Had to
man.
do
It's
other stuff.
hard. It's an uphill battle for any
So
musician.
I didn't at the time. I mean, a year ago I didn't even think about starting it a different way, and now I am, and it's I'm finding fulfillment again in it and stuff.
All right, let's get off this soft shit. Let's
Awesome.
let's look at something.
Okay, sorry.
What you got?
No, I like that.
I was actually about to dive into that.
No, I mean-
Get real.
Oh.
No,
Well-
fuck
Don't
it.
open
Fuck
it
it.
up,
Fuck
bro.
it. Let's go.
Well, Caleb was texting me the other day about something like that, and I'm sure that's what you guys were talking about. How like 25, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to it doesn't. I don't feel right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As far as what I'm doing and stuff like that. So I feel like I have to be creative or do stuff that's creative to be able to find that fulfillment whenever I'm not at work. Yeah, and I was gonna say this podcast is another way to
Yeah.
to
Dude,
for
to
sure.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, then
expression is a need.
Exactly.
Like it is a need. Yeah, you'll get depressed if you feel like
I
you're
don't
not.
really understand it. I don't,
Like,
I don't know why.
you get such a release from it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
dude,
don't
it's changed. It's and no, all jokes aside, it's completely changed my life.
Yeah.
My life is multitudes better in every way because we started doing this thing.
He also stopped doing heroin-based ecstasy. That probably helped. That probably helped.
Yeah,
You like it?
yeah. It was around the same time. That's weird.
I know.
No,
Definitely
that was a long.
Definitely
time
the
ago.
podcast ago.
I was. I mean, why do you think I want to talk so much? I want to tell everyone I love them. Oh God, please stop.
Yeah, we got that topic right.
Dude, let's get off that baby shit, bro. Open that box.
What's in the box?
What is your favorite misunderstood lyric?
That's interesting.
Okay.
I don't.
Blinded by the light. Woke up like a douche. Another
What?
runner in the night.
Is it not douche?
No, a deuce. Revved up like a deuce.
Like a
deuce
douche, bro.
deuce. Like a deuce
Dude,
deuce.
like just imagine like a big
It's a
like
car. A deuce is a car.
big like buff dude like
Douche.
asshole man
Revved up like a
like a dude.
Like the people. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I don't have something for this. No, I don't at all.
Tony Danza. You know, Tony.
Hold me
Danza.
closer, yeah.
Hold me closer.
I don't know if that's
Tony
exactly what
Danza.
that's asking. That's just a misheard lyric. That's not really a misunderstood lyric.
Okay. I put that in the box, and I guess I meant misheard.
That's what.
you did?
That's what you
Yeah,
meant.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I was thinking too deeply about
There's
it.
a lot of misunderstood lyrics.
Dude, we're off
Sinead
that baby shit,
O'Connor,
bro.
like-
I still don't have something. So if someone wants to go ahead.
I put that in there because of when After the Burials album came out, and you sent me Chicken
That's
Water.
a fucking great one.
There's a chorus. It's a metal band, so
Pecan
they're
Hen. That's
screaming.
another good one. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're I don't know the words, but he told me it sounds like they're saying chicken water in the chorus, and it does sound like chicken water.
Do you know that? What's that song? That lifestyle song that came out a few years back.
Oh,
Lifestyle, and then they did like a lyric video, and it's Pecan Hen.
Oh, pecan.
Yeah,
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 that's.
pecan
I
hen.
was on that pecan hen shit.
Yeah,
I was on
good
that shit. Yeah,
It's a good song. Yeah,
pecan hen.
Pecan Hen.
I was on that pecan hen shit. I don't remember what the real lyric was though.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Do you have one?
I'm gonna have to steal Caleb's because I can't think of something off the top of my head.
Shit.
And a lot of the music I listen to is screaming anyway, so no,
Yeah.
it really matters.
Dude, that music
What's
matters
the-
too, bro.
I
It
feel like
matters
for
to
me.
me.
I don't really have like one off the top of my head that I can think of that for me. But what's that song that Phil would sing? That Adele song?
Hello.
No, what's the one? Do you know what I'm talking about? And he would
yeah.
just
Fire
butcher
in
it.
the rain thing.
Was it rolling in
It
the
was
deep?
it was
Rolling in the
it was like
What?
It was like set fire, delay. But Bill thought it was I set fire, delay. But it was like we were like, no, it's to the rain. And you're like, no, it's delay.
Well, that's the name
she
of
was
the
just
song.
vocalizing.
Huh?
He just thought she was just vocalizing.
Yeah, like we were like,
I felt fired,
it's 100% like to the rain.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Oh man, so that's the only one I can think of right off the top of my head is Bill just delay.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I gave out 2. So
I had a
did.
bunch. I had a bunch when I was a kid because I was a little idiot. But I remember like the Beatles. I remember one really funny where I don't even remember which song it was.
I think I remember the Eagles having one.
The Beatles. There was this lyric that was like, "My baby don't care," but it on the radio it sounds like "My baby don't care," and my little kid brain said, "My pee-pee don't care." So I would just go around singing "My pee-pee don't care," and it was really funny. My dad cracked up, and then I remember, what was that? Pour some sugar on me. I used to think it said pour some sugar
Walk
ramen.
This Way.
You know, I'd be like, pour some sugar
Walk
ramen.
This Way was another one that was weird.
When you need some love.
I thought they were saying pork and sway.
Pork and sway. Yeah.
Pork and sway.
Oh, instead of walk this way.
Yeah. And I was like,
Pork
what the
and
fuck?
sway.
Yeah, what the? Yeah, exactly. What is that?
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like, what a weird song.
Yeah.
I'm not understanding any of this.
Yeah, I know, right?
Damn.
Next
Well,
topic. I think we squeezed the life out of that one.
Yeah,
I think we did. Sorry.
did a good job.
Hey, we tried not to suck on that one, and we succeeded.
Look at this fucking box.
What's your favorite sports moment you've watched?
Ooh.
That you have personally watched?
I'll say it because I got to remember the team. It was one of the past. I don't watch any sports, but the first NFL game I've ever been to was at the Chiefs Stadium, and it was Kansas City versus the Patriots in one of those playoff games. It was this past year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was in the stadium like 10 seats from the Chiefs goal line.
Damn.
It was great seats. It was
Yeah.
a hookup, but only game I've ever been to, only real game I've ever watched. But man, was that an experience!
Yeah.
As soon as as soon as the visitors won the game, the stadium went fucking silent, and it was the weirdest thing. I mean, you're talking
eerie.
50,000 people, and like as soon as they lost, dead silence. Everybody just shuffled out. It was so strange. It's a weird experience. Not the game, but the whole experience was kind of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Suppose either you or Derek. Yeah.
Honestly, I hate sports, so it's really hard for me to say that. Well, let me correct this. I hate team sports.
Okay.
So if I were to say like a favorite moment that I watched, if it was like impersonal, I would have to say the 2000 Olympics whenever Michael Phelps just like dominated everything.
Was that in 2000?
2008. It was when he got like 14 medals.
Yeah.
That was
You
cool.
know, and I remember like watching him get gold medals on the same day.
Yeah.
And I was like watching that. I was like, it was like one of those times too where you're just like, you don't even care about Patriots. You're like, fuck it, USA. You're just like, because we were like watching it all together, and it was really dope. And if it was personal, I'd have to say it was the second jiu-jitsu tournament that I ever went to, and like me and my team just like fucking thrashed everybody, and that was really cool to witness. Like everybody that we came with we arrived, and we all left with medals. That was probably pretty great.
We came, we kicked ass.
I love it whenever we arrived.
Whenever we arrived, we kicked ass.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got 2 off the top of my head. One of them is the Patriots-Falcons Super Bowl when Tom Brady
Deflated the ball.
No, that was before that. If that even happened, I don't think that happened. But
Allegedly.
for those of y'all that don't know, he overcame a 25-point deficit.
Yeah.
In the second half.
Yeah,
I think the Patriots are sponsored by the CIA.
I was just like, well, hey, that's another topic for another box, baby.
Tom Brady is a CIA government shill.
Okay, we'll talk about it. No, but I just remember like we were all at my parents' house, and it was like I'm watching. This performance is making him the best ever, probably.
That was such a great
That was
experience
crazy.
watching that.
Yeah. And then
And
another one.
he was already like older at the point,
Dude, I mean,
he's
like
in the twilight.
That was like
that game I said,
2
I
Super
watched him
Bowls ago.
destroy
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
Chiefs.
saying.
Like, I got to see him. That's probably one of his last seasons coming up, and I was kind of like, I don't give a shit about sports, but
Yeah.
This
he's
is
good. He's
Good.
really good.
Hats off to you.
Another one isn't. I guess it was pretty large when it was happening, but when I was a senior in college, It was the night before the biggest like percentage presentation in a class that I had, and my group was like, we got everything done every time, but when we would get together, it was like we'd talk about it more than we'd actually do it, and then we'd do it ourselves and then not really know where we were at when we met up the next day for every presentation we did. And this was like exactly the same, except this was like a very big percentage of my grade. And so we were getting together trying to get shit done, drank beer instead, and it was the night of Kobe's last game.
Fuck, damn it, you took it away.
Oh, dude, man.
Well, that's his second one. Let him have it.
I would not.
Well, no, I had to.
Oh, you have to.
I would not remember that otherwise, like the setting otherwise. It was just like, I remember being in that apartment watching, like, from which chair I was in,
Just being blown away.
go out, like, with 60 points. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is watching Tracy McGrady hit 13 points in 35 seconds against the Spurs. I was watching it at an Astros game, but I went inside the suite just to watch that game instead of watching the Astros game.
In 30 seconds?
13 points in 35 seconds.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
It was, I remember watching that one too.
It was crazy.
It was a Sunday, I think. I think it was a Sunday. It was on ABC.
Yeah, and he used to be my favorite basketball player ever, so that's another reason.
That was just crazy watching that happen. Just back to back to back to back buckets.
It was
just,
crazy.
Like, the game was over.
Yeah.
The game was completely over, and he just, like, hits a three. All right, well, it's 10 points. You're not going to, you got 10 points to make up in 30 seconds, and just another three. And you're like, all right, well, whatever. Like, but then just steals the ball again, just, like, gets a bucket, and it's just like, Jesus. Okay, well, hold on a second.
Watching the Russell Wilson interception at the goal line was pretty insane, too.
That was insane.
Yeah.
That's another good one. So for me, I'll talk about quick because Caleb already talked about it. But I, as well, just remember watching the last game for Kobe Bryant. Even, like, he wasn't really, like, that great. Like someone that, like, I was like, oh, I love Kobe Bryant growing up. Like, I didn't, like, look for him as, like, someone to watch or try to mimic, like, playing basketball as. Even though he's arguably one of the best players of all time. But watching that game, there was just something about it, just like the energy, like all the celebrities that were there. It's a sold out crowd. Everybody just wants to see him play for the last time that he will ever step foot on the court. And just watching him just go down and just make buckets and just be like, damn, like, where's this at? Where's this been at? And it's like, oh, well, you know, he kind of knows.
Plus, they probably gave it to him.
Yeah, they're feeding him the ball every time down the court.
But he's making them, though. And
I mean, that's not to negate his his talent. But
at the end of the day, you still have to make the shots. But just watching him do stuff, and I'm just like, gee. I also remember watching him play Toronto when he scored 81 points. And I remember that was, like, stupid. I was just like, I was watching that game, and I just remember, like, as a purist of basketball, I'm just like, he's taking a lot of shots. He's taking a lot of shots. But
I don't know if I agree with the strategy.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
If I could throw one more in there, too, it was pretty insane watching Tiger win this last green jacket.
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah,
that was a strange feeling watching that.
Dude, something about Kobe, though, I think that made it even more special is, like, there was no doubt that, like I haven't heard any. He was a superstar, and I haven't heard anything. It's not like he's thinking about coming back or like he was leaving forever. I wouldn't be surprised if he like hasn't touched a basketball since he retired.
I doubt that.
Like
I don't think he's ever not.
Like
I know what you mean,
you think he's played a competitive pickup game? I bet he hasn't.
No, even Jordan like still plays. He plays pickup games and stuff. Like,
yeah, but there's people that just walk away, and like they're done, and he's fine. Dirk's doing that. Dirk was like,
I believe that one though,
dude. What you believe that?
That one though, yeah.
It's just it makes it even more special than like okay, this is my favorite player, but like every time Brett Favre said he was going to retire, it's like man.
So there's something really interesting and cohesive about like every single person's answer, and then it has to do with athletes in their twilight. Because you were talking about Tom Brady, right? Doing that, you were talking about Kobe Bryant at the end of his career, and there is something very magical. That's like the movie aspect of sports.
Yeah.
It's like
it's the twilight
the underdog.
of their career.
It's like the underdog. It's like that. And then just one more. It's gonna be really quick. One of my favorite UFCs I've ever watched was Randy versus. God damn it, my brain just.
Couture.
Yeah, Couture versus Why did my brain just quit working? Big, humongous, the biggest guy in UFC.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock
Lesnar,
Lesnar.
yeah.
That one was amazing because Lesnar was like 300 pounds, rehydrated. Randy was so much smaller. Randy was 43 pounds, and he like was putting this big dude up into his cage and just like manhandle him. And I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. I mean, he ended up losing, but
Yeah.
but still, it
Was
was just
that the
amazing.
one where Brock Lesnar just laid on him and
He laid
pounded
on him and
his
just
face?
started hammer fisting.
He
like,
started
I was
like,
yeah, that was that. But he was
What a sad
doing better.
match.
Yeah, but that is interesting. Twilight.
Real quick,
Netflix.
real quick before we get to the next one, I have to do this one. I have to say this last one.
Damn it.
I'll never forget. It was Dirk, and it was yet again. It's in the twilight of his career.
Yeah.
He will never probably go to the finals again. This is his last opportunity at being in the finals, and he's playing LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in the Miami Heat, and like it's like this big. They're the big underdog, and I remember it was game 2, and they had lost game 1, and in the finals there's like a percentage if you go down 0-2, then you're like 85% chance of losing the series. So it's like you need to win this game.
Right.
And I remember in game 2, they ended up winning the series and they won the championship. So awesome. But in game 2, LeBron, there was videos of LeBron and Dwayne Wade like making jokes about like yeah, like I'm feeling sick because Dirk was actually like having flu-like symptoms and stuff like that. And I remember he went out that game, didn't say anything, didn't do anything, but just balled out. And
He
like
nutted up.
there was, I think it was like straight up like, I want to say it was 13 points that they were down, and he turned and he flipped it, and they went like 13 up, and it was like him and like I remember watching. I had just seen it again like on like NBA Instagram account or whatever, and they like did a flashback because it was right before the finals, and like they were like awesome finals moments. And it was that moment of them turning that tide of 13 down to like 13 up or something like that. And I remember sitting there watching that, just being like, this is like the craziest run ever to like, because they know if they don't win this game, they might not win the series.
Is he the most long-winded one of y'all's show?
Yep.
Sure.
Yep. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he
cool.
He's so impatient.
What's your favorite 80s movie, bitches? That's what it says. It
Oh
says
damn! What genre? That's hard.
80s.
Oh God.
Yours is definitely Roadhouse. I mean,
I don't know if I would say that. I don't know. I mean, that's really hard. Do I say? Do I
80s?
say what my favorite '80s movie that is taken seriously and is a piece of art? Do I say my favorite?
Yeah, you just like
You know,
pure entertainment.
Yeah, like what do I say? My
Favorite
favorite
80s
'80s movie. That is so. Man, it should be genred.
I'm gonna say Maximum Overdrive. Was that an 80s
Get
movie?
the fuck out of here.
Was that 80s?
Yeah, it was 80s.
86. Yeah, I'm gonna do Maximum Overdrive. That's my favorite. I watched it as a kid.
Pissed him
It's
off,
it's
dude.
Stephen King's first and only directed and written movie. Like it has a soundtrack by AC/DC. It has Emilio Estevez. Come on, yeah,
Dude,
that's
okay.
mine for sure.
Hey,
all day.
Did they write songs for that?
Yeah.
Actually, the soundtrack. You know who made who? Like who
Yes.
made that was that song and all those tracks was the motion
the
picture
OST.
soundtrack
That's
for
the
Maximum
original soundtrack.
Overdrive.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Because that's so weird. Because I know those songs, and I was just like, this is
Those
weird.
were. I mean, I'm
They
sure
don't
they were
even
going to put
sound
that
like
album out
AC/DC.
anyway. But no, yeah, they do.
Well, I mean,
That's
not really.
classic AC/DC.
Dude, what? Come on now.
Yeah.
Dude, Who Made Who? The song Who Made Who? It's got
Yeah.
the hammer-ons and shit. Like
Yeah.
that's not. That's
That's made for-
What, you've never heard AC? You ever heard Thunderstruck?
no. I love AC/DC.
what
and
what
that's
kind of
not-
AC/DC are you talking
Bro,
about?
Who Made Who is not classic AC/DC. Do not get me started on this shit,
It's
bro.
not Bon Scott.
Bro.
It's not Bon Scott.
Well, it's not Bon Scott. Yeah.
Okay, but okay. So what do you consider the Jack? Like the Jack?
That's more
Or-
classic than Who Made Who for sure.
Oh
Yes.
no, I don't agree. I think they're all classic. I think it's
Just
better
look
than
at
Back in
their
Black.
set list in the last 5 years, probably.
I think it's better than Back in Black. They don't play anymore, Caleb.
I said the last 5 years.
Well, fuck. Wait, what? Their guitar player tried to have somebody killed for one,
I was their drummer. I know
and then
his shit, actually.
Brian Johnson can't hear anything anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, what is it? Angus?
Angus Young.
Angus.
Guitars.
Angus
Mag-
and Malcolm.
Malcolm was the one that tried to have somebody killed, right?
No, it was the drummer.
Angus.
No, it was the
Angus
drummer.
tried to have
He
people.
sounds really confident.
It's Phil Rudd, the
whatever he's
drummer. You
saying,
can look
I'm
it up right
believing.
now.
Okay.
Whatever Caleb's saying, I believe.
Whatever
He's
he
confident.
says, I
So they
believe
got
it.
the drummer back
There's
from
100.
from the '90s that they had, the one that drummed on on the Razor's Edge
Yeah.
Thunderstruck album. Very different drum sound, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Anybody else? 80s movie?
Ferris
I have-
Bueller's Day Off is
I
my
have-
favorite movie.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So,
and that's your
like,
favorite 80s
yes.
movie.
I have a
bar
list.
none.
I have a list of '80s movies that I just pulled up. That I mean, I can spout out some.
No, just
but
what's yours?
Just mine.
Personal, yeah.
Yeah.
God, there's so many.
Tell me it's not Goonies.
No,
Dude, the
fuck that movie.
Goonies does go hard, though.
Sorry,
I don't think it's
I've,
Goonies
I've
does
never
go really
watched
hard.
it.
I
don't
love the
think it's that
Goonies. You
great.
said you don't like that.
I
What?
don't really like
Goonies goes hard, dude.
I've seen one scene. And it's with
Goonies goes hard.
the monster looking dude's face, and I'm just like
Sloth?
not into it. Not into his face.
Sloth.
I have
His face
I have
just
a
turns
pretty
me
good
off.
Goonies story if y'all are interested.
I'm interested. What do you got?
When, shit, this was our second tour. So
What do you
we were-
mean tour?
My band, dude.
How
My
how
old
many
band.
dates do you consider a tour?
It was 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
How many shows in 2 weeks?
I think
How
we
far did you go?
we went to Chicago and back.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a tour.
I call that a run.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of joking. Tour.
Did you play in
Man,
anybody's
cut
house?
that negativity
Oh, yeah.
out, dog.
Yeah.
Cut that negativity out, bro.
Yeah, why are you coming at
No,
me,
there's
man?
definitions for these things.
Nah,
okay.
Damn.
If the man wants to call it a tour, let him call it a tour.
I mean, I feel like I was kind of joking when I said it because I know what it was. I mean, it was like a 2 week thing. We did 2 week runs.
Hell yeah.
One of them like to California and back.
What do you
And
play?
then- Huh?
What do you play?
What do I play?
Yeah.
I play guitar and sing.
I figured. Yeah.
All right. So
What? No, I mean you,
But,
you look like a guitar player.
thanks, bro.
You act like one.
I think
too.
so too. He
Thanks,
does look
man.
like a guitar player.
He definitely
yeah.
acts like one.
About shredded right now. Dude, hand me that axe, bro.
All right.
There was 2 shows in a row. We had a song called "Our Time Now," and I mean it was repeated throughout the chorus. And 2 shows in a row, somebody asked me if it was a Goonies reference. I mean, pop punk band like that happen. That
Yeah.
kind of shit happens all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
So the next show we did, before we played that song, our guitar player was just kind of like ringing out the first note, just kind of like strumming it, and I did Mikey's speech from Down When He's in the Well. I learned it. I learned it from the last date to that show, and I did the whole thing, and nobody fucking knew what I was talking about. Not a single person knew what that was,
That's
and I
funny.
learned the whole thing like word for word, and then I was just like, "The song's called Our Time Now," and then like
You should have just
nobody knew.
Y'all should have played like in front of a projection of the Goonies and just had the Goonies played
Yeah.
in the background
Yeah.
on mute,
Bad
and y'all
idea.
just played.
Not a bad idea.
80s movie for me. Back to the Future or Terminator. It's
Ooh,
between-
Terminator.
Wait.
Was it the first Terminator?
Yep.
It had to have been because
Yep.
T2 was in the 90s.
Is that you really like the first Terminator?
I like the first Terminator. I remember watching it with my dad for the first time ever on vacation. Maybe
Hell
that's
yeah.
why it holds a special place in my heart.
What about you?
Very bad with 80 movies. Like I've never seen the Terminator movies.
Wow.
Never,
Wow.
never.
Yeah, we were talking outside. He said that he doesn't.
Wow.
He knows like mid '90s and up.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's generous.
Yeah,
Mine-
it's generous. That's
So-
very true.
so mine would probably be like he said. Roadhouse is definitely one. Ultimate rewatchability. Ultimate guy movie. It's like
It
they
is a
had-
great movie.
It's like they had a panel of people like made of 13 to 15-year-old boys and said, "What do you want in this movie?" And one was like, "I want to see some titties," and then the other was like, "Yeah, throw
monster
a
truck.
monster truck in
Yeah,
there." Like,
Bigfoot.
all right, cool.
Yeah, you can.
And
Can you
there's-
get Bigfoot?
And there's just like a producer who's like writing all this down. Like, can we see bar fights? Yeah, okay, cool.
What about
cool.
knife fights?
Jeeps? Yeah, cool. Dirt bikes? Yeah, okay. Can we see somebody's throat ripped out? Okay, yeah. Helicopters.
We need martial arts.
We
that
need
don't make any
explosions.
sense.
We need to see an explosion 3 times.
Minimum.
So
Minimum.
that was
3 times.
that's one. Then as a comedy, Coming to America. That's my favorite comedy of the
that's so
80s.
good.
Interesting.
Don't sleep
Okay.
on Coming to America.
good.
It's also ultimate rewatchability.
I haven't
like
seen that as an adult.
ultimate
Oh, you
quote.
should.
Like
Okay.
just
Oh,
quote. I
so
could
good.
quote the whole fucking thing over and over and over.
I believe you.
And then maybe
That boy
like
good. He good.
he played that boy good. And then if it would be made now, it would be like the most memeable thing. And then maybe for a serious movie, maybe The Thing. You know, for like if I was telling you one just based on production. You know, based on one I find
Oh,
value.
Blade
in.
Runner's up there too.
Blade Runner's up there too, you know, but I The Thing has more rewatchability than Blade Runner, so that's why it's ahead. But that's me.
Yeah, I would say Blade Runner's up there for me, even though I like the newest one more. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Same.
I mean, Empire Strikes Back.
That's also in the
Yeah.
80s, yes.
The Shining.
Also a classic.
Oh,
Yes. Also
Yeah,
very classic.
it's very
Is that
hard.
80s?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Raging
barely.
Bull. It's really tough.
Is Raging Bull in the 80s?
Yeah.
It is. It is.
God.
It's just
I was
black
gonna
and
pick
white,
Taxi
so it-
Driver, but that's
Yeah,
70s.
that's
Yeah,
70s.
it's definitely 70s.
The black and white in Red Raging Bull really like
It doesn't
transports you to
yeah.
the time,
Yeah.
a different time. Yeah.
And I do love Scorsese. So
Well, we made a round in the box. Dude, I had a great time. It's been
me
fun.
good shit.
Do y'all got anything that y'all want to tell the audience or anything like that?
Box content, new episodes every Wednesday. Follow us on Facebook and
Yo, smash
Twitter.
that like button,
Smash it.
Smash it.
Subscribe. Smash the subscribe button. And then if you want to submit a question, it's boxcontenttx@gmail.
For sure. Or they could probably just DM y'all too, right?
They can do that.
Anything. Please,
Yeah,
guys.
anything.
Anything. We kind of reiterate that. Please.
Don't
Hopefully
beg.
it works.
Don't beg, bro.
Don't beg.
Yeah. No, I just want to say that.
But please do.
I also want to say that, like, I'm just really glad you guys are working out of space.
Hell yeah.
It's really cool. It was great when it was just us, when it was just A to Z and also movie night. That was cool, but it really feels like
We
just
love
feels like-
that we can share it with
it
people
feels
that
lived
we can
in
get along
and,
with.
and it's there's a synergy to it, and we let's just get together and get this fucking bread. You heard? Let's get this bread.
I'm
the
super
drip.
appreciative. I want you guys to know that. So,
Yeah.
like, thanks.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. Beaumont's got a little podcast,
Yeah.
podcast network
We have a little
brewing.
network
That's
brewing.
pretty dope. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Check out Box of Content. Do all that stuff, and I love you.
Be sure to subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other podcast hosting apps.
You can also listen on our website at boxofcontentpodcast.com.
Feel free to reach out and send us a topic to put in the box.
Contact us at our email, boxofcontenttx@gmail.com, or hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
Bye.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks all the guys from Box of Content. Definitely go check out their show. It's everywhere podcasts are found. It's a good time. It's a good hang.
That's right, and a special shout out to our patrons over on Patreon. We have Jordan Stringer, Lance Killian, Brian Casino, Doug Waldrop, Michael Sarr, Ben McClellan, and Rainey Edwards. Thank you guys. We really appreciate you doing what you do. It might not seem like a lot, just a few little dollars a month. Man, that really adds up, and it really helps us pay the bills here. We were able to get internet here because of your guys' contribution, and now we play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 and live stream it, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, if you are interested in being super cool like all those people I just mentioned, head over to patreon.com/A to Z BMT, where you can pledge just a one-time $1, $1.50, $2, whatever you want. I don't care. Just, that's the price of a sandwich. Cue the Sarah McLachlan music, Zach. We just, we try so hard, and we do our best, and it just helps us. All right, anyway, we're just kidding. Anyway.
How was it? It was good, right?
That was pretty good.
Next episode, I think we're both super excited about. We got to talk to a meteorologist.
That's right.
He's the weekend meteorologist over at
Old Eric.
at Channel 12. Mr. Eric Brill. It's so much fun. He was so much fun to have on.
He was
and I
a lot
hope we
of
get to
fun.
hang out with him again, maybe during a disaster.
A media
maybe or
professional.
something. Yeah.
So as soon as we hit record, man, we were on it.
It was a
great
It was
one.
a fun, fast-paced, really good interview, and y'all are gonna love it.
That's right. So, and as always, if you have a guest that you think would be a good fit for our show and our format, slide up in our email. You can email us at feedback@azpodcast.com. If you want to, you can slide in our DMs on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. You can text me or Zach. I don't care, but there you go. And as always, we've really enjoyed having you guys here this week, when we hope to see you next time on A to Z Podcast.